So let's talk about Bhangarh Fort. It's known all over as India's most haunted place. And this isn't just a story people tell. It's a place so genuinely feared that the government itself has made it illegal to go inside after dark. Today, we're going to dig into exactly why.
Okay, just picture this for a second. You and some friends are visiting the fort. You leave a sealed box of sweets, like an offering, maybe, in your car. You go explore the ruins, you feel that weird energy the place has, and then you head back. But when you get to your car, something's very, very wrong.
And this isn't a made-up scenario. This is from a real visitor's account. The sweets weren't just tossed around from a bumpy road, no. They were absolutely pulverized. The box was flattened, and everything inside was just destroyed, like some invisible, angry force went to town on them. This little mystery is really just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Bhangarh. Look, this isn't just campfire stories and local folklore. We're talking about an official government warning. The Archaeological Survey of India has a rule, a law, that you cannot be inside that fort between sunset and sunrise. The locals, they won't even look in its direction once it gets dark. That kind of official stamp gives all these legends a truly chilling edge. So what is it? Why is everyone so terrified of this place?
Well, to really get what's going on today, to understand the whispers in the ruins, you have to listen to the screams from the past. You see, the whole terrifying reputation of Bhangarh is built on two ancient, powerful curses. The first one is all about a holy man's warning, a kind of fragile agreement that, you guessed it, got broken. And the second story? It's a much darker tale of obsession, black magic, and a curse delivered with a dying breath. These two legends, they say, are what sealed Bhangarh's horrible fate.
Okay, so the first curse sounds pretty simple, right? Back in the 16th century, a holy man, Guru Balunath, lived where they wanted to build the fort. He said, fine, build it, but on one condition. The shadow of your fort can never, ever touch my home. But generations later, a more arrogant ruler came along and decided to build a palace even higher. And the moment its shadow crept over the guru's sacred spot, well, the curse was activated.
But then there's the other curse. This one is a full-blown tragedy. There was a powerful sorcerer, a tantric, who became completely obsessed with the beautiful Princess Ratnavati. He knew she'd never have him, so he turned to black magic. He put a spell on her perfume, a spell that would make her fall in love with him. But the princess was smart. She sensed something was wrong, that there was dark magic at play, and she threw the bottle. It shattered against a huge boulder. But the spell transferred to the rock, which then rolled down and crushed the sorcerer. And as he lay dying, he used his last ounce of power to unleash a horrific curse on the entire fort and everyone in it.
So, those are the legends. But how did these ancient stories connect to the absolutely terrifying things people claim are happening there today? It's like those old curses are still echoing through the ruins, and modern visitors are the ones hearing them.
And that brings us to the story of Manav, a local tour guide. He made a huge mistake. Some college students offered him extra cash to take them back into the fort right as the sun was setting. But then, they ditched him. They left him locked inside all alone as total darkness fell over the ruins.
As Manav stumbled through the dark, he started to experience all the paranormal claims you hear about this place. The sounds of women screaming, the creepy feeling of being followed, the phantom sound of dancing bells. All the ghost stories he used to tell tourists for a thrill were suddenly becoming his own personal nightmare. Then, all of a sudden, he sees a light. He hears laughter, sees the silhouettes of people moving behind a thin curtain. He thought he heard someone say, "Some women are dancing." Imagine the relief. He thought he'd found other people, that he was safe. He moved closer, seeing what looked like a party, people celebrating. He was saved. So he reaches out. He pulls back the curtain. And there was nothing. Just empty, silent, absolute darkness. The party, the people, the light, it all vanished in an instant. And that crushing feeling hit him. He wasn't with other people. He was alone with the spirits of the fort.
After that, he was chased through the ruins by what he described as a horrifying female spirit. In a total panic, he scrambled up a set of stairs that led to a tiny temple dedicated to Hanuman. And there, the spirits couldn't reach him. He collapsed and wasn't found until the next morning, unconscious, by other tourists. He was never the same after that night.
It's an absolutely terrifying story. But we have to ask the question, is it true? To really understand what's going on at Bhangarh, you have to look at it from a more skeptical angle, too.
This is really the core of it, isn't it? Are these genuine paranormal events that are happening, or is something else going on here? Could the fort's haunted reputation be feeding on itself, fueled by the very people who tell its stories?
And here's the twist. Manav, the guy from that terrifying story, later admitted that he and the other guides, well, they routinely add spice, masala, to the stories. Why? Because a dry history lesson isn't what tourists want. They want a thrill. So the guides create this business of fear, embellishing the tales to give people the spooky experience they came for.
And it's not just the guides. You've had numerous teams of professional paranormal investigators spend the night at Bhangarh, armed with all sorts of high-tech gear. And while some say they felt a strange energy, many of them have left with absolutely zero concrete, recordable evidence of any supernatural activity.
Okay, so we've got these incredible ancient curses, we've got these modern, terrifying first-hand accounts, and then we have a pretty big dose of skepticism. So where does that leave us? What is really the source of the dread that you feel in those ruins?
You know, maybe the answer isn't in finding a ghost on camera. There's a local saying that I think is really profound. Fear has no meter, dread is dread. You can't measure it with a machine. It's a feeling. And in a place that is so saturated with dark history, where every shadow looks like something else, maybe dread becomes its own reality. It doesn't need proof to be real.
So in the end, that's the question we're left with. Is Bhangarh Fort actually haunted by the restless souls from a cursed kingdom? Or is its most powerful phantom the story itself? A story so good, so chilling, that it has the power to haunt our own imaginations long after we've left.